Okay, looks like we are live. So welcome everybody. This is our Saturday morning, what I like to call Saturday morning wine brunch. Okay. I'm Jacqueline, for those of you who are new here or don't know me. I've been around these parts for about 5 years and I absolutely love doing this every Saturday. What we do here is we give you a little bit of education. We give you a little bit of pairing tips. We always highlight one of our PSIs or GSIs or CSIs because they're coming up in the ranks and we want them to have the ability for y'all to put a face with the name because you're going to be working with them, especially if you are their students. And so what we're going to do today is July 8th. Saturday, and we have a very special guest. I have two special guests with me today. I have my brother Niall Eddie, which typically Tanya's here, but she could not be here today. So Niall is going to be my cohort today. So God help y'all, because when we get together, I don't know what's going to happen, and I'm not going to apologize in advance. We just have fun. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today. And but we also have another special guest that's joining us. She has a special dish for you all. She is going to be highlighting one of my favorite wines. We've heard about it in the past. It's absolutely a wonderful universal wine, and it goes with a lot of stuff. It's what I like to call a good mellow red for when you're first starting to broaden your palate. This wine is absolutely phenomenal for that. So sit back, take some notes. We're going to have a little bit of fun with it, and then we'll go from there. So I want to introduce to you today Miss Darlena Stevens. She's our GSI under Andy Perryman, and she has a wonderful treat for us today. So Darlena, take it away, sweetheart.
Hi, everyone. So I want to give you guys just a heads up. It's only like 9:15 here in California. And not the typical time to be drinking wine, but I made an exception.
Come on, girl, you drink wine.
I'm definitely going to. I've already uncorked and have taken my Niall Eddie Pinot Noir, which is one of my favorites. And I'll tell you, I have some friends who are very obsessed with Pinot. They love it. They drink it with almost any meal they have. And when I've shared Niall Eddie's Pinot with them, they are blown away, literally. It is so good. So I'll get into the wine in just a minute. But what I made up today for us is a really simple meal that you can throw together and just have a wonderful, exquisite, light meal with your wine and just have a nice, sunny evening. It's summertime. It's really enjoyable. So what I made up were some salmon patties. I've already made them. And I have a hollandaise sauce that I did not put the recipe on my site with because it is this really nice little packet. And you can throw it together very quickly. It's called Fresh Success Hollandaise Sauce. It is keto friendly for those of you who are, concerned with carbs on it because you mix it up with water. And within 5 minutes, it's a nice hot hollandaise sauce you can pour over anything. I like to put asparagus and other different things. But I made it up for my salmon. And you can see these salmon patties. When you go to look at the recipe, they're really unusual the way they're made because they have almond flour in them and a mayonnaise, a lot of mayonnaise put in. So actually, when you put it all mixed up, it's very gooey and you think this thing isn't going to hold together. But when you put it in your fry pan with some hot olive oil, they fry up so nice and stay so very, very moist. To accompany that, I made up what we call a Korean cucumber salad. So this is my plated cucumber. I slice up these hothouse Italian cucumbers, the long ones that come plastic wrapped. I don't know why they plastic wrap, but I think because the skins are so thin. A little red onion on it, and then the sauce that you make up. And the key ingredient on this is this wonderful, if you've never tried this, red Korean chili pepper. I can pronounce the name. It's in my recipe that we posted. Gochujang, something like that. But the nice thing about it is that it is not a hot chili pepper like a typical Mexican ones that we use. So if you don't like to use the hot chili pepper, this one here is a nice substitute to use, but that's included on there. So did you want me to do my wine tasting at this time, Jackie, or did you want to do something else and come back to the tasting?
Well, we could talk a little bit about the wine club and then come back to your tasting, if you will. So I think Niall is co-hosting now and he's unmuted. But guys, just
he can talk about his wine, right?
That's where we're going, sister. That's exactly where we're going.
I had no idea. I got set up. I didn't know you were doing that, Darlena. That's fabulous. So it caught me off guard, but I have to agree with your friends. It's probably the best Pinot Noir on the planet. It's a very special wine. There's different kinds of Pinot Noir. You got a dry Pinot and you got a sweet. And ours is like right in the middle. It's not dry. It's not sweet. It's a medium. I call it a medium Pinot Noir. And I was surprised when I tasted it first. I tasted it before I knew that my name was going on that label. Rory snuck me a glass. And when I seen it, that's when I went, oh my goodness, is that what I tasted earlier? And he said yes, and I was blown away because the Pinot grape, it's got a really thin skin, so it looks light-bodied, light in color. And that's why it's just our Pinot. If you research Pinot, you're going to see it could be this and it could be that. It could be this and it could be that. It could be all fruit, plum forward, or it could be this way. Ours is right in the middle of everything. It's like it's taken the best of everything and put into one bottle, which seems impossible, but somehow they did it. This winemaker just made an incredible, incredible wine. Cab Sav was probably the #1 wine on the planet for the last 2 decades, maybe? And Pinot Noir has just taken over, and not by a lot, just edged out Cab Sav as the most popular wine now. And who has the best one on the planet? We do. We do. And that's why I have
guess what? It has your name on it, baby. It has your name on it. So proud.
It's an unbelievable honor. Anybody knows that have your name on a label is a huge honor, right? It's recognizing you for all your hard work, but it's something to cherish forever. When I was given that bottle in Napa, you were there, right, Jackie?
Yes, sir, I was.
Yes, you were. When I was given that bottle, it kind of hit me kind of hard. But when it really hit me was in September. That Thanksgiving, I served it at dinner to my adult kids. And all of them were like, wow, that's really good, Dad. That's incredible. Where did you get that? And that's when I went and got the bottle and I spun it around.
Oh, I just got chills.
So when my kids started crying, that's probably when I cried for the first time and realized what an honor it is to have not just my name on a label, but my name on a label of an incredible Pinot Noir. And it is very versatile because of that mix that they have. And you'll hear Rory say, when in doubt, Pinot Noir. If you're not sure what to pair with your meal, Pinot Noir. Just go Pinot Noir. You're going to be safe. They're going to love it. And even if it isn't the absolute perfect pair, it's going to be a good enough pair for them to go, wow, Darlena, where did you get this Pinot Noir? This is really good. I love having a wow product that makes our business so much easier, doesn't it? When they taste it, they go, the first words out of their mouth should be, wow. If the first word out of their mouth is wow, it's a home run to win. And that's what we have. Now,
that varietal too, Niall, also, a lot of people either, and you've heard me say this, I was a cab snob forever, right? I thought there was nothing but cab. But a cab is a pretty strong wine with tannins, bold, right? Even a light cab is bold. It has tannins in it. So the beauty of this varietal is when someone is just starting to taste wine, they may have had, you hear them say, well, I've had like and most of the time it's mass produced punch that they've had, but they've started with a white, right? And that's all they know. And so they're kind of scared to go to the other side. This is a perfect, absolute home run of a wine to share with someone who has never had a red before. Okay. Because it has that mild, but yet fruity taste to it, a little sweet which a lot of people like, right? And the experience for them is pleasurable and memorable. And that's what we're all about. That's why we try to educate. And that wine right there will do that every single time. If you're trying to, introduce one of our wines to someone who has never had a fine wine before.
So we have what, 4 quadrants of taste buds, right? And what did Peter say? It's got that nice fruity front end. And it's got
Absolutely.
that spicy finish to cover all the different quadrants of our taste buds. And that's why it pairs well with everything. And that's why Peter says kind of like me, the sweet, fruity up front, but they got that spicy side to it also. So it was a perfect pair.
It was like
I'll be the first to admit, I got that sweet side. I got that spicy side too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it is, guys, I guess what we're saying, it is one of our best, I mean, all of our wines, if you've ever had them, are absolutely phenomenal. But this is a real special varietal, and it truly is. And we have actually talked about this. There you go, baby. We've talked about this wine, and people tend to choose this wine to pair because it pairs so well with so many things. You're not going to go wrong with that wine in a pairing. You're just not. We've even had some people do, and if you recall, I believe it might have even been Candace. She chose that, but she didn't think that it would go with her dish, and it absolutely was phenomenal. So don't be scared when you're pairing. A pairing is what you taste when you taste it, right? But that's the beauty of being able to have the different types of wines that we have, is for that reason. So enjoy them. If you're not a member of our wine membership, and you're new here, or even if you're existing here, and to Stacy's point, we are a product of our products. What better way to market to your viewers is if you have firsthand knowledge of what these products taste like. So think about that. You're a business owner, you're a marketer, you're a professional marketer. You want to be educated in the product so that you can talk about it better. I know there's all sorts of things out there why you don't want to promote it. We get all that. Okay. We understand that. We're not promoting if you have religious reasons, or God forbid you have other reasons for that. And there's other ways for you to be able to partake. But those of you that really can and struggle with writing, many of you say, how do I write? I don't know anything about it. Become a customer. Get you some bottles of it. I can assure you, when you taste it, you're going to be able to write about it, baby, because it is unlike anything you have ever tasted. It's going to be an experience. Pair it. Cook you a little dish. It doesn't have to be an elaborate meal. It doesn't. But, hamburgers. Hell.
Especially a Pinot Noir, Jackie. The hamburger on the grill, the pizza, the pasta, marinara sauce, it pairs everything. And the stronger the food, the better that one's going to pair. Salmon's probably the strongest of the fish, right? It's got the most flavor. It's probably not my favorite fish, but when paired with a good wine, or paired with a good side and the wine, I actually like salmon too. So salmon that's the perfect pairing. Actually, Darlene, was with the Pinot Noir with that salmon.
Absolutely. People always think white for fish. That is so far off base. It really is. And I'm so glad you chose that wine to pair with what you cooked, Darlene. So let's go ahead. You want to go ahead and do a little tasting now?
I would, yes, that would be great. Okay, so I have my wine here ready to go. And one thing I would tell you with this wine in particular, I love to look at the color of it. Oh my God, because it's still pretty translucent compared to a cab. And if you hold it up to the light, it is just the prettiest reddish wine color that you can imagine. So I can kind of get your taste buds ready to what you're going to be having. And so I haven't tasted it yet. I've had it open here for a little bit.
I love the way you hold the glass, Darlene. That's perfect. So many people want to cup the glass, and they don't realize how that's warming up their wine by holding it on the stem. That's the perfect way to hold the glass right there. And you fill your nose with that scent to get all that running through your senses. And then as soon as it hits your taste buds, I said, boomba.
I always enjoy tasting the wine before I even start the food, because that's when I can be sensitive to what it's going to taste like even after I've had that. So like Niall mentioned, this one does have that fruity taste to begin with, and you coat your mouth and you can kind of taste the different nuances throughout your mouth and the back of it too. So I think I'll just try with a taste of myself.
That looks absolutely delicious.
Oh, and they are, believe me, you guys got to try this recipe. It's so moist. And yeah, I wouldn't change a thing in that recipe. It's perfect.
I'll wait till you fill your mouth and it's quiet so I can ask, what's the sauce on top? Is it some kind of lemon?
It's a hollandaise sauce.
Hollandaise sauce.
As soon as you buy this packets from Amazon, it comes like in 5 packets, and I always have it ready 5 minutes on the stove and it's ready to go. You can add additional spices to it if you want it to be saltier or have more, but I like it kind of bland, but just a little bit not overpowering the food. It's really good.
Eggs Benedict is my absolute favorite breakfast of all time. Everywhere I go, I have to try to see what kind of a chef they have in the back. I order an Eggs Benedict because that hollandaise sauce, you can mess it up. I never tried it on salmon. Thank you. I'm going to now.
Oh man, that just changes the wine so much. And this wine, like I said, is so smooth and just really enjoyable. It's really, really nice. The other thing I have here is a little bit harder, but it's a nice crispy addition to the salmon, are these cucumbers.
Is that a balsamic or something?
It's similar to a balsamic, but I made it up myself. It has, you can use soy sauce, or you can use the coconut aminos if you don't want to have that. That's very similar, good substitute for it. And then that little chili flakes that I had talked about earlier really makes it just smooth it out. And that's a perfect meal with my wine.
Yeah, that's probably going to be amazing.
Absolutely delicious. Now, you homemade those salmon patties. Is that what you did? I think that's in your recipe.
What did you say?
I said the salmon patties themselves. Did you mix that in a homemade recipe?
I mixed everything. I had everything ready. It has onion. It has egg. It has almond flour. It has mayonnaise, which is, I think, one of the key ingredients that makes them stay so moist. I didn't used to do that and they would dry, but these right here are just so moist. And when, like I said, when you put it in the pan, they're very gooey and you think they're not going to hold. But if it's put them in the hot oil and you fry it on one side, turn it over and fry it the other, you're done with this recipe in 10 or 15 minutes. And it's just wonderful, wonderful meal to have.
10 or 15 minutes, so you get one glass of wine in. Well, that's
sure. Yeah, that bottle's not going to last long. That's for sure. Even though it's only 9:30 in the morning here, I'm going to have to work it up a little bit to have the rest of it later.
Breakfast of Champions. We can do it at least once a month, right?
Absolutely. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah.
So what about your other dish? You had a salad for us?
I had the cucumber salad, the Korean cucumber salad. And that's what I shared here, that we have like the soy sauce, but I make it myself. It does have some soy sauce in it, but it also has some rice vinegar, some olive oil, the onion, a little bit of salt. So it's a very nice accompaniment, very crisp, goes along with it. And when you taste the wine after you've had this, it even gives it a little bit different taste of the wine, and it enhances the food as well.
What's the difference in the wine from the salmon to the cucumber and soy?
The wine kind of helps the cucumber and the vinegar sauce that's on it to be very subtle, as opposed to being very tart in your mouth. I like how it does that. As far as the wine goes, I think it kind of calms the wine down a little bit more. So I prefer the wine with the salmon. I think that's a better accompaniment. But it's okay. You know, like you said, the Pinot Noir goes with anything, absolutely anything.
Anything except fried liver and onions. Don't do it.
Yeah, we'll leave that one aside.
I don't know that anything goes with fried liver and onions. Sorry. It sounds delicious, but every time I bite into that, I can't do it, man. Can't.
Yeah.
But a lot of people love that. But Darlena, that was absolutely a fabulous pairing. We thank you so
Yes.
much. You always
agree.
do such a
I
wonderful
think my
job.
family's waiting for their share as soon as we finish here.
Well, you go enjoy your family. You can mute out now, and I'll take it from here for the last 30 minutes. Thank you so much.
Indeed.
Appreciate you joining us. Guys, I had stuck the recipes, and Stacy, thank you for that, because the first link she had sent me a couple of weeks ago, something was wrong with it, and apparently I grabbed the wrong one. So for you all, we do have the correct link for the salmon patties, and then the second link in there for the cucumber salad is the correct link to be able to get to the page. And I did update the sheets that we keep those on. So she did a fabulous job. You can't go wrong with salmon and in a salad. You can always accompany that with avocado. I mean, I could just think of so many things. You can go in so many different directions with that, but she did a fabulous job on that. Her pages are absolutely wonderful. So take time to go read them, find the recipes, use the recipes. Salmon has so much health benefits, as well as does the wine. Especially if you're trying to eat clean, keto, whatever, keto, however the hell you say that. You know, I'm from Southeast Louisiana, man. We just eat anything that doesn't eat us first, right? So, but they can have all those fancy names and everything. But that's what we have for you today on the wine tasting portion. A lot of golden nuggets. Please use that for your own knowledge, to be able to enhance your pages or write new pages, especially, you know, for your advertising, that great things for advertising as well. So, you know, take these golden nuggets and put them into action so that you can, that's why we do it. But we're going to switch gears a little bit. Rory had asked, and now you can really help me with this today. I'm not going to share a bunch of screens and stuff, but we are going to talk through this. And Rory had asked me last week to go over the Vortex system. And we've talked about the Vortex system in past Saturdays, and we will continue to do so, because it is an inaugural part of one more leg of marketing that Rory and Tanya are helping you to drip long-term drip campaigns on your viewers. There's nothing, I mean, guys, it is a whole CRM in and of itself, that if you take advantage of this very inexpensive platform, it's huge, especially when you're doing your social media marketing and you're doing, you know, your ad advertising. This is just one other leg that once that customer is yours for life, Rory is dripping on them for you with different campaigns of everything that we offer. That is unheard of in the marketplace. That is unheard of in any platform that I've ever been involved in. Usually you have to handle the marketing on your own. Not only do they pay for it for us, for giving us the leads to be able to work, but he is subsidizing the Vortex to be able to continue to do Ascension marketing for you on your behalf. There's been a lot of question of late to me about when to put someone in the Vortex system. Well, Rory has gone over it many times, that the way that we work the leads has changed a little bit, and now really can jump into that part. I'm going to give you the high level. But basically, when you're working a lead, when you're to that level and you have earned the right to do V marketing, as we call it, you are being given free leads to work. Whenever that you are working a lead, I don't care if it's a 101 board, I don't care if it's a SD lead, I don't care if it's 52-week board, whatever the world you are working. If you get a positive response where you are communicating verbally on the phone, and you are really having a dialogue with that client is yours. You put your picture on the card, you move that card to your respective board. If you are a student of an MSI, you know to put it on the 8 to 18 board until you sell that PBS, right? When you claim that lead, as we call it, that is your lead and it is tied to you forever. If you are not adding your notes and you are not claiming that lead properly, shame on you. Because we don't know that that's your lead. We have a lot of people working leads. We have a lot of ways that leads are coming in and being touched in our system. It is mind your business. If you work a lead and you have a conversation, not a text, not an email that they didn't respond to. I'm talking about an interactive conversation that you've set an appointment. They're watching the keystone. They're getting back to you and you can document all of that. That is your lead to claim. It is your responsibility also to claim that lead, because if by chance you don't claim that lead properly and you don't put copious notes on that card, chances are you just lost a good lead, because somebody is going to come in behind you and talk to that person and have no idea that you had spoken to them. After the fact, as I like to call it, it's spilt milk, guys. It's free. It's free game. Make sure that you mind your business. Make sure that you document your cards. Make sure that you claim your cards properly and you move them off the boards to the proper boards they need to be on. It is a system for a reason. There is no way in hell that if Niall talks to somebody and he doesn't put his notes on there, that I come in behind him. I have no clue that Niall talked to that person. And then Niall's going to call me and say, ba-ba-ba-ba, Duhan, ba-ba-ba-ba.
No, you won't.
I'm going to say, brother, how the hell was I supposed to know that?
Yeah.
So you know what? Shame on you. And we hear it all the time. And by the way, not one of you that's in this platform should be fighting for leads. There are a kabillion freaking leads in that system to work. Nobody should be me, worrying about, fussing about a lead. Nothing aggravates me more than when I see that.
Even
These
if
are
I
all Rickard's leads. He is
even
great.
if I do have my name on a lead, Jackie, and they call in, I've had lots of people. I remember the very first one. I think she was a little shocked. Hey, it was Candace. She calls me up and said, I got this person. She's on the phone. We've been talking for about 20 minutes. And then she finally told me how to properly spell her name. And I did a search and there you are on the card. I said, well, are you having a great conversation? And she said, yes, we are. I said, great. Take care of her. That's your student now.
Bingo.
You're building a rapport. She likes you. You've been on the phone for 20 minutes. Keep working with that person. So, because I think there's 2 gazillion out there now. I'm not sure how many. Maybe even 3 gazillion leads out there right now. Stacy's building new 101 boards. It seems like every day.
I know.
Because we're moving tons more over there. So there's probably 3 gazillion leads out there. There's no need. We're one team, one big family, and just extend professional courtesy the best you can. But the other thing that she said was mind your business. You got to put your picture on there. You got to put a due date on there to make your follow-up calls. You got to put the notes in there, all the BRT notes. And I'm telling you, Roy's working on something right now to make everybody's life so much better. All you need to focus on is the art of BRT. If you just focus on the art of BRT and learn how to have a conversation with another human being, which all of us after the age of, I don't know, 18, 19, when do we mature a little bit? 21, 25, anybody over the age of 25 knows how to have a friendly conversation with another human being. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to master. Everybody write this down right now. I'm making you this promise. All I need to master is the art of BRT. Because Roy's taking care of everything else. This is just getting so much better. When you guys see the next thing he launches, it's going to just blow your mind.
And that's what it's all about, guys. He is helping us through his philanthropy to build a good, solid business. We just got to work them, but we also have to work them properly and professionally.
Yes.
And Niall said it, it's professional courtesy. And if they already have a little bit of, or you're starting to build a relationship with them, right? Whether you did it intentionally or mistake, somebody didn't put the notes on the card, that person has now built a rapport with you. You try to pass them off, they're never going, and number one, they're not going to like it. They will not like it because they had built a rapport with Niall. They might have talked to me, but I didn't follow up. I didn't put my notes. They don't remember me. Guess what? The professional thing to do is pass that lead so that number one, you're being a good steward of the person that's coming in. And number two, you should never fight over a lead. You just
a good steward of our system and what we have here, the entire team.
Right.
Yeah.
So I say that because we do see some of that from time to time, not often, but we do see, and just from a big picture type of person, it's just not what the platform is all about, I guess is the best way to say that. But if you do have the lead and it is yours and your picture is on it, you have a gold mine in the vortex. All you have to do is take that information. I think you put the name, the name, the email address, the cell number, and you put it in there.
Get as much as you can in your BRT. If you see name, phone number, email, try to get the city, state, zip code. Try to get as much as you can, but at least have full name, email, phone number.
Absolutely.
Confirm that email. You already got the phone number, but confirm that email. Make sure it's right. And then go stick them in the vortex. And that vortex system, Jackie, I've seen other people out there promoting this kind of a lead funnel where they're going to run everybody through this funnel of so many different things to entice them to come back and be a customer or a member, whatever. And that could charge anywhere from $500 to $2,500 for that.
Absolutely.
It's a very expensive system. It took a lot of time to create all those videos, audios, the messages, everything is going out. And then there's an expense to get those messages to those people. Just like our texting, our SMS programs, that price of that stuff is going up, right? Absolutely. So to be able to have that for $59.95, that's mind-boggling to me. And just consider another tool in your tool belt or on your truck that they're going to put stuff into. It's not going to sign you up 100 students in the first 30 days, but it's one more funnel that people are going through, and you never know what's going to come out the other end. There could be a lead that goes through there, and here comes the next Jackie Bellavia, and she's now underneath you.
Absolutely. And many of them sign up, you don't even know it. You don't even know it. It just shows up in your whatever the campaign was, whether it's Savings Global or whether it's wine or whether it's Bellavita or so forth and so on that he has in there, guys. And he's starting, I believe every campaign starts out with Savings Global for a reason. Number one, it's a great program. It's a plethora of products for people. To Niall's point a while ago, people are looking for cost savings. Some people are looking to make more income. That's the best vehicle, or a great vehicle, I should say, to get into, to be able to do that inexpensively for people that are on a budget, right? But you've heard Roy say it over and over again. Times are changing. Things are evolving. Stacy was a great example of going into C&D. We are changing marketing products all the time. If you had the same products and the stagnated products, guess what? You ain't going to grow. That's why Roy is constantly vetting and looking for new products. The one thing that's not going to change are the anchors. Those are good, solid anchors that holds the foundation of your PBS. That's why they're there. They're going to bring the most eyeballs to your system. But the vortex is just another vehicle for you to stay in front of your viewers. So take advantage of it. It's like just another great opportunity for you to move your business forward with Roy and Tanya helping you. Yeah, you got to have some skin in the game. Guys, I don't know anybody that doesn't have skin in the game that really appreciates building a business. I can't tell you how many times when you give somebody something, they don't work it. When you pay a little bit for something, you have skin in the game. There's a reason for that, because now you're going to appreciate what that's going to do for you. You got to change your mindset to a business owner, and that's a business expense of running a business. So figure it out. You might have to budget a little bit to figure out how to get in there, but in the long run, it's going to be a home run for don't know when. It's a drip campaign. It's a funnel. But guess what? The more he does that drip campaign on your behalf and blasts at it. And when Rory blasts campaigns out, guys, let me let you know something. You've heard us say the guy is the #1 lead generator on the internet. The dude knows how to promote and get content in front of people. You're working with one of the best and there ain't nobody out there that can touch him. That's why they shoot at him all the time. That's why they say this and that. You know what? He loves that. You know why? Because they're jealous. They have not figured it out. They're his competition and they can't figure him out. And guess what? He blows the doors off of them. That's who you want promoting your stuff. And he's doing it for us for the nth of the cost of what it really costs. This isn't just a click of a button that he's just, sending it like we do a text here and an email. He is doing massive marketing in that CRM that you will never see, but you will reap the benefits if you utilize it.
But like the lottery, you got to play to win.
Got to pay to play, baby. Got to play. And yeah, there are, but still, guys, put it in perspective. And it's hard sometimes. But if you were to go out and build a business on your own, if you were to walk out of here today and say, I'm going to go put brick and mortar in, or I'm going to go get a kiosk in the mall, or I'm going to do this or that, before you even open the door, you're going to drop $35,000, $40,000 of stuff that you are that's what it's going to cost you to get started. He has it built so inexpensively for us to be able to grow, because there is so many people in the platform. And you've heard him say this many times. So then he can drive the fixed costs down for you to be able to take advantage of this stuff. So figure out a way to take advantage of it. You want to be able to do everything that he is giving you to have the best possible opportunity to grow your business to what you want your business to be. And I guess that's what we're saying. And the Vortex is a huge part of that. And it's just in its infancy. I don't know what he's doing over there, but I can tell you, he is constantly trying to figure out how to get those campaigns in front of more people globally. Am I right, Niall?
150% right. It's and for any of us to go out and duplicate that, just to build that system alone is going to cost too much money. A startup can't do something like that. And then have
it's millions of dollars.
Yeah, and then have the expertise to be able to get it out there to everybody. That's also unbelievably costly. And then I almost had a heart attack when you said start a brick and mortar business or go get a job. It's like
that's what I'm saying. People say that when they call in,
yeah.
And I say that because it's the honest to God's truth. The way that he has this model set up, it's for people that want to build a business without all of the high costs, the accounting costs, the brick and mortar, the keeping up with all the crap that none of us want to do anyway. We want to market.
But you're so lucky. You're so lucky you own your own business. It's a nice restaurant. No, those people are in debt for the first 3 to 5 years. They're not making any profit, and they're working their fingers to the bones for 80 hours a week.
There you go. And many of them fold anyway because they can't withstand the fixed costs to get it off the ground. That's why Rory's so brilliant. I say he's a genius. He figured out how to give us a platform to be able to do all those things and build a business for very minimal amounts of money at the end of the day. but you got to do what he teaches and you got to duplicate. And that's where I know I do. I have to work better to be consistent to be able to get those 2 to 3 in a week to get there. But it's all here for you. I get very passionate. Everybody laughs at me about how passionate I get about the platform, but it's the honest to God's truth. I believe it in my soul, in the deepest of my soul, that this works. But you have to have the wherewithal to do and figure out how to get involved with everything. And the Vortex is a big, huge piece of that. So if you're not part of the Vortex, I invite you to get with your instructor and figure out a plan to get there, because you are missing out on one piece of the puzzle and you don't want to do that. So
And
that's
if
all
you're
I
not
got.
already, if you're not already a member of Direct to Consumer Ambassador and you don't know even how to get the Vortex because you're not a member, so you can't see that, the Vortex is also set up to make you a member. And that's what it's all about. Having a $59.95 Vortex system set up makes you an active direct-to-consumer ambassador so that you can promote everything that we have inside direct-to-consumer ambassador. So it was originally set up for no ships, right? There's a couple states left, not many, just a couple, vote better next year. That their senator said, we don't want you to ship wine into our state. Maybe because the local liquor stores got the monopoly. I don't know what the reason is, but there's a couple states that say we can't ship into your state. So he set that up so the no ship states can get involved and market everything just like we can. You make the same profits that we make. It works just for you, just like it works for us. And then he thought, well, wait a minute. We have religious exemptions, which you touched on earlier. We have medical exemptions that, some religions, they're not allowed to touch alcohol. Let's use the no ship option for them. Medical exemptions. Some people are on medication and they can't drink any wine. I don't want to ship wine to that person. Or maybe even a recovering alcoholic. I don't want to ship wine to a recovering alcoholic's house. So Rory understands all of that, and that Vortex system is available for all of them as well. So if you're not in Direct Consumer Ambassador because for whatever reason you can't have wine shipped to your door, know that you can get the Vortex to make you a Direct Consumer Ambassador without getting wine and all the other stuff and profit from it, just like I can, just like Stacy can, just like Jackie can, just like Renee can. You have everything's open to you, even though you're not getting wine. So if you're not in DTCA and you don't know what we're talking about, get with your instructor and say, I didn't know I could join this way. Please get me into the Vortex so I can market this #1 anchor offer that creates the most traffic and creates the most income.
Absolutely.
Ooh, that was so sorry about that, guys.
That's all I got for today, Mr. Now.
Yeah. Me too. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go into the next segment that we cannot record. We're going to talk about the V marketing program that Rory put together, the first big friction point that he got out of the way to help everybody build, everybody that's afraid to talk to somebody through SMS or telephone. But we can't record that part because we're sharing a lot of personal information. So if you want to see what the Rickards have done and the first friction point they've taken away to help everybody build their business, they get with somebody that shared this video with you and tell them you want to be a part